Hey guys, my name's Jack Jennings, and today I'm going to be sharing my experience with the Cathay Pacific first and business class lounges at London Heathrow Airport. I arrived early in the morning, just after 7 a.m., leaving plenty of lounge time before my 1 o'clock flight to Chicago. My first stop was the Cathay Pacific Lounge complex. After taking an elevator from the main floor of the terminal, you're greeted at the lounge reception. After verifying your eligibility for access, you'll be directed towards either the first or business class lounge depending on your ticketed class or status tier. I'll be reviewing both the first and business class areas in this video, but I'm starting in the first class lounge for breakfast. The dining room in this lounge is basically a restaurant with table service. After checking in with the host and being directed to an empty table, you can choose from any of the delicious items on the menu. I started breakfast with an Earl Grey tea served in a porcelain tea set. I ordered 2 dishes for breakfast, this Eggs Benedict, which was delicious although the eggs weren't runny enough for my liking, and pancakes with a rhubarb compote and creme fraiche. After breakfast, I took a walk around the rest of the lounge. First off, the pantry, basically the self-serve buffet area of the lounge. Here, coffee, pastries, and a selection of juices and cold plates are available. I was delighted to find one of my favorite pastries of all time, the Portuguese custard tart known as pastel da nata. I grabbed a pastry and an espresso and took a seat in one of the plush lounge chairs facing out onto the tarmac. The first class lounge also has a self-serve bar area with a selection of liquors and wines, and a number of other seating areas scattered around the lounge. Next, we'll take a look at the shower rooms. The shower facilities are shared between first and business class lounges. While they aren't as elaborate as the cabanas in the Hong Kong lounges, some of which feature bathtubs, they are still good enough to freshen up on a layover. After my shower, I decided to check out the business class lounge. The business class lounge is similar in style to the first class lounge, using much of the same furniture, but it is larger and less exclusive. Still, there are many cozy spots to sit in the lounge, including some of the same tarmac views, and living room style arrangements with sofas arranged around coffee tables. There are also a few of these green pod sofas, with added privacy given the high sides. At the far end of the lounge is the bureau, apparently intended as a room for getting work done on your laptop. In the middle of the lounge is a bar, and unlike in the first class lounge, this one is tended. The self-serve dining area is arranged around a long dining table with a few smaller tables off to the sides. Here, pastries, coffee, and cold plates are available. However, it didn't see much use during my visit because of the lounge's most famous feature, the noodle bar. Taking up a third of the space in the lounge, this is the main cafeteria-style dining area. Orders are placed at the bar, and you're given a buzzer to indicate when your food is ready. Then, whatever you order is prepared fresh behind the counter. The available options include a variety of noodles and dumplings, and I opted for the famous dandan noodles. After lunch in the business class lounge, I actually headed back to the first class lounge for a second order. The noodle bar in the business lounge and the dining room in the first lounge share the same kitchen, but I was curious to see if there would be any difference in the service. I ordered a second bowl of dandan noodles and an order of dumplings. They arrived in the same format as they would have in the business lounge, an obvious difference being the table service. I would have appreciated at least different serveware to differentiate the service in the first lounge from the business class lounge, and having it served on a tray definitely made it feel less premium. In fairness, there is usually a separate lunch menu available with selections not available in the business lounge, which is a more premium option. However, the service of the famous noodles and dumplings is apparently identical. One touch in the service that I did appreciate was that my green tea was served in a different cup from my black tea earlier in the day. The cups for the green tea don't have a handle, which is a more traditional way to enjoy it. I also had their signature drink, the Cathay Delight, a non-alcoholic smoothie of kiwi, coconut, and mint. After the last of many meals, I had a quick glass of champagne overlooking the tarmac, but then unfortunately, it was time to leave and board my flight. As a summary, this is just an incredible lounge. While it isn't as good as the Cathay lounges in their Hong Kong hub, that's a pretty high bar to beat, and this is easily my favorite oneworld lounge at London Heathrow. If you're departing out of Terminal 3, this lounge is a must visit, but I actually recommend splitting your time between the Cathay lounge for the food and actual lounge area, and the Qantas lounge for its famous bar. If you have access to one, you have access to the other, and they're both right next door to each other. I also reviewed the Qantas lounge on this trip, and once that video is uploaded, I'll post the link in the description. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below and I'll do my best to answer, and remember to subscribe for more flight, lounge, and travel reviews. As always, thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.